Hey, what's up, guys? Rideshare Guy here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Lyft 1099 and all the information you need to know about it, how to read it, and how to use it on your Schedule C to file your taxes. So I've already done a video on Uber's 1099, and there are a few small differences, so I would definitely go check out that video after this one if you also earn money from Uber this year. So the first thing is, are you going to get a 1099 from Lyft? Now, you guys should already know because you can check on your partner dashboard, but if you didn't get a 1099K, it's probably because you didn't hit the $20,000 and 200 ride threshold. Now, I know I didn't come close to that because I made a majority of my money in 2014 from Uber, so I didn't get a 1099K from Lyft, but I did get a 1099 MISC from Lyft, and basically that is going to include all your earnings from things like mentor payouts and new passenger signups and new driver signups. So I made over $600 in that combined area. So I did receive a 1099 MISC from Lyft, but I didn't receive a 1099K. Now, what you do get from Lyft, though, is a little summary on your yearly stats page on your partner dashboard. So not partner dashboard, that's Uber, but basically when you sign into Lyft, right, sign in with Facebook, and then you have your stats. So basically Lyft, similarly to Uber, gives you your gross ride earnings, but they don't include that $1 or $1.50 trust and safety fee in those earnings. So you're not going to need to worry about that number at all, like what you have to do with Uber. So for me, I see in my breakdown, so Lyft is now providing this neat breakdown that they weren't providing at first, but they give you your gross fares, and then they also give you Lyft commission and tolls paid. So now, like with Uber, you need to list the gross fares. Now that's going to be more money than you made during the year, but it's okay because we're going to subtract out the expenses. So in order to not cause a mismatch with the IRS, because if you did receive a 1099K, they're going to report that number. And if you didn't, it won't cause a mismatch, but it's not the correct way of doing things. So, I mean, they give you the information, so it's really not much additional work. So I figure might as well do it. So basically you take your gross earnings and you're going to report that as income on your Schedule C, right? And then you're also going to add up your expenses, right? So on your Lyft summary, so right now I'm on my Lyft profile looking at it, I have Lyft commission and tolls paid. So you're basically just going to add that up, and then you're going to put that in on line 10 of your Schedule C. And so when you take that total income minus your expenses, right? So that's your 1099K portion, even though you didn't receive a 1099K. And you add that to your 1099 MISC earnings or whatever earnings you made from passenger payouts and things like that. Remember, you still have to report it, even if you didn't get a 1099 MISC. When you take that total number, it's going to equal the sum of all your partner statements, right? So the money you were paid out from Lyft throughout the year should equal that. So that's a good way to check, right? Now, basically, the only things you really want to know are the differences, right? Uber, they actually include that $1 fee, the Safe Rides fee. Lyft doesn't. So that's really the only difference right now. And then obviously Uber provided a 1099K to everyone. So they reported that number to the IRS, whether you hit the threshold or not, the $20,000, 200 transactions. Lyft did not provide that information unless you hit the threshold. So that's really pretty much the only difference. Now, you're going to enter that line on line 1 of your Schedule C. That's where you're going to put your income. And then down on line 10 is where you're going to put all those commissions and fees. So the breakdown isn't, if you got a 1099K, that breakdown from Lyft, that breakdown isn't on your 1099K. You're going to have to access it from your Lyft account when you log on Lyft.com, right? And then obviously Lyft did something a little different with the mileage. They provided all the mileage while you're in driver mode. Now that's different than Uber. Uber only provided on-trip mileage, so when you had a passenger sitting in your car. Now, Lyft provided something more. Personally, I'm not going to use either of those numbers. I'm going to use the data that I took. But if you don't have your own data, you probably want to consult with a CPA and then see if you can use that on trip. Or there are a few really complex ways that you can estimate it if you didn't keep good track of records. But you'll have to look a little bit more into that. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and you can now take a look at your Lyft 1099, understand it, and get going on your taxes. All right, take it easy, guys.